Hello everyone, welcome back to Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel once again for another interesting tutorial. So today's tutorial will be focusing on an empire waist kimono free dress. Okay, as you can see right there on the screen. Okay, on the thumbnail you can see that is a kimono dress, and it has an empire waist. So now you can see I've already started drafting, and I have my vertical draftings right here from the shoulder to the bust point, under bust line. This is my chest line, and this is the bust point line and under bust point line and the waistline. So we are drafting on the front bodice kimono. This is the front bodice, and this is the shoulder line. Okay, so for you to join this particular tutorial, you need to know how to draft your basic bodies perfectly. But this basic bodice is a dartless. You can see I have no darts. What I have here is my bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line. And what I have here is my waist divided by 4. There is no dart added to it, and there is no dart allowance added to it because it's a free dress. So the first thing I want to do now is to create the band on the waist. If you look at it very well, you can see there's a band created on the waist. So this band, I'll come up from the waistline by 2 inches. You can also come up by 1.5 inches. It depends on the size of the band you want to make use of for this kimono. So I've created my band. I named this my band, as you can see. So the next thing we are going to do is to create this kimono dress. So if you look at this, you can see the kimono is directed or connected directly to the band. So this is what I'm going to do now. I want you to, watch what I'm going to do. So for this particular kimono dress, I have my waist, my shoulder measurements divided by 2 from the center front line. This is the center front line. So from the center front line, I measured my shoulder divided by 2, and I have 7.5 right here. From my shoulder, I'm going to take the measurement of my arm, the measurement of the arm. Okay, placing your tape on your arm to the elbow. Here I'm making use of 13 inches. So you can see the 13 inches. I believe you are seeing it. So this 13 inches, from there I'll come down by 2 inches. Can you see? So I'll come down by 2 inches from that point, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the tip of the neckline. So I'm drawing a slanted line from that 2 inches to the tip, as you can see, for my kimono dress. Okay, so right from that 2 inches, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect the kimono. Okay, so to connect this kimono dress, I'll first of all come down on the bust point. From the bust point, I would like to come down by 2 inches because this is actually free kimono. So I'll come down by 2 inches, and from that 2 inches, I'm going to make my dotted line. Okay, this dotted line I'm making here is supposed to be parallel to this. So now at this point, I'll measure what I have at the tip of my paper. Okay, here I have 3.5. As you can see, from here to the end of my paper is 3.5. I'll come to this line. I'll also measure 3.5. Okay, so that will give me a straight line. Okay, so but from this point of 3.5, I will come in by 1 inch and then connect my kimono sleeve. I believe you just saw what I did right here. Can you see? So from that point, I'm going to connect my kimono right away. So I'll be placing my pattern ruler on this point. From this line, on this particular line, I'll come in by 4 inches, and then I'm going to connect, okay, or I might come in by 2 inches because 4 inches is really far away. So let me do 2 inches. So from there, so I'll be able to have that beautiful kimono curve. All right, so from here to here, I came in by 2 inches, so I'll be able to connect the kimono curve from the waistband. So I'll be placing my curve ruler to get that curve from that point. So you can see from here, I've connected the kimono curve running into the sleeve. So right now, I can now draw a line at that point. Okay, it's no longer a slanted line. Okay, so and that is exactly what we need for this particular kimono. So on the neckline, I'm going to connect my neckline right now. So if you look at that neckline, you can see from the natural neckline we came in by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the waistband. On the waistband, I'll come in by 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll come in by 1/2 inch. All right, so I came in by 1 inch and I came in by 1/2 inch on the band line, okay, on the waistband line. So I'll just connect what I have from there to here with my pattern ruler to create the neckline. So this is the neckline we have for that kimono dress. Okay, so all these parts are the kimono, and here is the band. So the next thing we want to do is to, if you notice, you can see there are some on the waistline. The kimono is being gathered into the waistline. So to form that gathered right now, we are going to slash and open this waistline. Okay, once we cut, we gather it back into the line. Okay, so to create that slash line right now, all right, so to create that slash line, I'm just going to open up at 1 inch interval. Okay, that is what I'm going to slash with. So from this point, I'll come in from this point by 2 inches before I start to slash. At 1 inch, I'll just mark my 1 inch, 1 inch, and from here I come in by 1.5, okay, or 2 inches. So what I'm trying to do is to make sure I slash to the shoulder line. So I'll keep drawing my slash line. I'll keep taking my slash line, okay, so I'll keep slashing till I get to this point. So right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slash line. So these slash lines right now, I'm going to cut it off. So I'll be showing you the full view of what you have before we slash. This is exactly what I expect you to have, okay, before we start slashing right away. This is how your pattern is supposed to be right now. So I'll be slashing, cutting off the band, and spacing or spreading these 6 slash lines I just numbered right now. So I'll do that right away. Now I'm going to cut out what we have on the kimono right away. So I'm cutting through the kimono right now. Then I'll just cut through here. Okay, so I want to separate the band. That is what I'm doing now. I have to separate the band because the band, we are going to sew the band separately. Okay, everything on this kimono comes to the band on the waistline. Okay, so I'll cut the sleeve. This is the sleeve of this kimono. I'll cut into the neckline. So this is the new neckline. Where I'm cutting right now is the new neckline. All right, so this is what you expected to have at this point. The band will be connected like this. So you need to make a mark. Make sure you make a mark showing where we will start attaching, okay, the dress. So now I'm going to slash and I'm going to spread. So I'm slashing the first line to the shoulder. Okay, so this becomes the new shoulder. So I'll just slash all of them right now, and I'm going to, so before I spread, I continue with my slashing and spreading now. I would want to extend what I have on this line, okay, for more fullness. I'm going to extend it across the armhole line, okay, to the right to the shoulder. Okay, so now I'm going to continue cutting for the panel number 2. I will cut to the shoulder. I'll cut panel number 1 to the shoulder as well. Okay, so once that is done, now I'm bringing in a pepper to slash and spread. You can see how I'm slashing them. So I will space them now and tell you how I slash them. All right, so I want to show you how I slashed these lines. Okay, so before you slash, you need a vertical line like this one I'm pointing to, and you need a horizontal line. Please ignore these lines. Okay, so these are the lines you need. The vertical line, you need to draw it, and the horizontal line. So from the tip of your pepper, come down by 4 inches and draw a vertical line, so you'll be able to accommodate the curve, okay, as it's going. The first one, the first panel, you have to place it the way I placed it. If you look at this, you can see there's no spacing. Please take note that I slashed, I did not cut off completely. Okay, I just stopped my cutting at this point. This part is still the same, it is not being tampered with. This is the shoulder line. The only part we slash is the waistline where we have the band. And you can see I applied my adhesive below, so I'll be able to stick it under this fresh pepper. So this is 2 inches measurement, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. And this one I'm about to make right now will also be spaced at 2 inches. So from here, I'll measure 2 inches. I have 2 inches right here. Now, I'm going to turn the back of the pepper to apply my adhesive. So I have it stick on the plain pattern paper we are using to slash. So I will stick it on this point like this. Can you see? So if you notice, you can see that the only part I open is the lower part, while I still have this part on the same level. So next I'm going to draw lines, because that is where I'm going to cut off this slashed line. So what we have now is the pattern we are going to cut on the paper. So I'm going to cut through the neckline. So I'll show you systematically what you are going to do after you have finished slashing. So I'll just follow this the way it is. Okay, please don't tamper with it. The way it is, that is how I'm following the cutting. Can you see that? So on the waistline, I'll cut through the edges of the waistline like this, like that. Okay, so I'll also come in and follow the shape of what I have here right on the kimono. Okay, so I'll just cut it off at that point. All right, beautiful people, so this is what we have at the end of the day, and that is exactly what I'm going to use to cut. So by the time I bring in my band, I'm going to gather and gather and gather everything to have that kimono effect. Can you see? So everything here will be gathered into here. So now I'm going to place my piece of fabric. I'm cutting 2 times of this. Please take note. I'll place my piece of fabric and cut this 2 times. Here remains the center front. Okay, so I'll cut it, and I'll cut my band. My band is going to be on fold. This part is on fold. Okay, so I'll place it on fold. I've cut the pattern, and you can see I've added 0.5 seam allowance on the waistline, on the neckline, on the shoulder line 0.5, 0.5 on the sleeve, and 0.5 all around this pattern, as you can see. And the pattern, I have 2 pieces of it here, as you can see, one for right and one for left. So I'm going to set it aside to talk about the waistband. So the waistband right now, I have my fabric hasted. So make sure you hasted your fabric to give that a good effect. So I'm going to fold my fabric by 2, and I'll fold it again by another 2. So I've folded it, as you can see right now. So I'll be placing the center front part on fold to the waistline. Can you see? So this is how you're expected to place this part. So I've placed it, as you can see right here. Okay, so now the next thing I'll do is to add my seam allowances. For the side, I'm adding 0.5. If you want, you can add 1 inch, but because I added 0.5 all through my pattern, I'll be doing 0.5. So when you are sewing, please make sure you sew 0.5. If you are adding 1 inch, make sure by the side of the pattern you also add 1 inch. So on the upper part where we are going to join, I'm adding 0.5. Okay, I'm adding 0.5. So I've added 0.5, and now I'm going to make a notch on this point. You know why we are making this notch? This is where the neckline will be. Once I gather, I'll start from this notch to gather into this waistband. So now I'm setting the waistband beside. I'm going over to the machine now, taking off my patterns. I'm going to gather. I'm going to run my gather stitches. Like I said, this is 2. So I'll go here, run my gather stitches, gather it together. I'll come over here, gather it together, bring in my waistband to show you how to attach it. Alright, so now you can see I've made my gather stitches. You can see my gathers. And this other one, I also ran my gather stitches. So to gather, you use the loosest stitch on your machine and you gather. Can you see? Pick up the lower piece of the thread. Okay, the lower part of it, and you gather. So now I'm going to arrange my gathers, making sure they are even before I sew into the band. So I have the 2 of them right here, as you can see. So before you gather, please make sure you must have hemmed your neckline. You will run your stitches on the neckline first, okay? But because this is a tutorial, I didn't bother to do this. So now I'll open up my sleeve, and I have my notch. So I'm going to open the double sleeve, and I'll be placing this from the neckline. Okay, so I'm assuming I've hemmed this part now. Okay, so I'll just fold it in a little, assuming I've hemmed it. So I'll start from the notch. You can see the first notch. I'll secure with my pin, and that is exactly how I'm going to sew. So I'm arranging all of these gathers right now. I'm going to arrange all of them and sew them down. As I'm sewing on my machine, I'm following this line, sewing on top of the gathers and the band. So for this, I'll also do the same thing for this. On the neckline, I will push in, come to the next notch. So the next notch I'll also fold in. I'm pretending I've already hemmed the neckline. So I'll secure with my pin. Can you see that? So you can see that the space we have here now is 1 inch. And I'll arrange my gathers and sew to the end. So I'm going to the machine now. I'll sew from here to here. Okay? Then I'll bring it back to show you how it looks like. So you can see I've stitched to the from beginning to the end with my gathers. So I'll just serge it. Okay, I'll go to my weaving machine and I'll weave or serge it. So now once I'm done weaving, this is what I'll be having for the front kimono. So the neckline, you still have the neckline. Okay, so the neckline now, like I said, you are supposed to weave and sew on it. Okay, run your hem, so this part will be open like this. So for the back piece of this dress, okay, all you need to do is to cut the back. The back will be cut on fold before you create your neckline for the front. The back will be cut on fold, and the length of the back is also going to remain the same. Okay, the length, that is the front length, the back will not have a back length. Is you are going to use the measurement of what you have for the front. So if your front length is 17 inches, your back length will be 17 inches as well. So the same pattern I use in cutting this, that is what you use to cut your back. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how you can achieve this particular kimono on the front. So the back, you have to cut the back. The back will not will be on fold. There won't be any neckline apart from the upper natural neckline on the back, and the sleeve remains the same. So make sure you cut off your back first before you slash and spread. Okay, you will use the same pattern after connecting your kimono sleeve, after connecting this sleeve to the waist. Okay, this time around there won't be a band at the back. You are going to, unless you want to introduce a band, so you can cut off the band for the back and connect the back to it. Okay, so for the back is the same pattern. The only difference is you don't slash and spread the back, and you don't create any neckline for the back. Okay, so with this we are good to go. So I'll be placing this on the dress form to show you how it looks like. All right, lovely people, so this is what it looks like on the dress form. So as you can see, we have not attached the back piece of this dress, kimono dress. So once you sew the back piece of this dress, you see exactly that effect you are seeing on the screen right there. So now as it stands, you can see the waistband. The waistband right there is exactly your waist measurement. Okay, so and if you look at the down part of this dress on the thumbnail, you can see it's fitted. So you'll be needing a zipper by the side. Okay, you'll be introducing a zipper by the side, so you'll be able to pass your hip and your waist. So if you are making this dress, you need a zipper, a side zipper. Okay, so you can, learn how to attach a side zipper. It's just the same thing with attaching a back zipper. But if you feel you cannot attach a side zipper, you can do a back zipper, and it will also work with a kimono. Okay, so that is how we come to the end of this tutorial. I believe you learned a lot from this beautiful slash and spread kimono, and thank you very much for coming once again. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video, share to family and friends. Drop your comments and suggestions on the description box below. Okay, so if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice, please visit our basic bodice pattern on Simrai Fashion Academy. We also have our online tutorials going on Telegram every month. You can join us to learn how to sew different kinds of beautiful dresses. So thank you for coming, and see you in my next video. Bye.